Mic check. Maybe just say
Oh.
what the book is.
Yes. I'm going to read from a book that was translated by Paul Auster, but the poems are by Stefan Mallarmé. And the book is called A Tune for Anatole, who was the son of Mallarmé. He died when he was 7 years old, and these are the scattered notes that Mallarmé kept during the dreadful period of the child's illness and then after. The supreme goal was nothing but to leave life purely. You did this in advance by suffering so much, sweet child, so that it will count against your lost life. Your family has brought the rest by their suffering from having you no longer. To pray to the dead, not for them. Knees, child, knees, need to have the child here. His absence, knees, fall. And for one of the true dead, only a child. Hands join towards the one who can not be touched, but who is, that a space divides. Preferred, dear one, great heart, truly son of who? Father, whose heart beat for things too vast, and which came here to fail. It was necessary, inheriting this marvelous filial intelligence, making it live again to construct with his clear lucidity this work too vast for me, and thus robbing me of life, sacrificing it if it imply perhaps the ceremony, funeral, etc. In brief, what people saw, burial mass, to carry this. To intimacy, the room, empty, absence, open. The moment when his absence ends, so that he may be in us. That will be this third part. After he has been carried away, end of I, out of the room, to see then how two, the which will be the of sickness and the little phantom, would be framed. Three, ghost. Above, towards the end of two, dead. In this way, furniture, immortality, and heart of nature. He will not play anymore, merging with countryside where he rests. To specify, adorable heart, oh my image, placed among the two vast destinies. Only a child like you, I dream still, all alone in the future. Absolute purity, on which time pivots and is formed again. Once, in God, was the most divine. I who know it for him carry a terrible secret. Father, he too much child for such things. I know it. It is in this that his being is perpetuated. I feel it in me, who wants, if not the lost life, at least the equivalent, death, or when it's stripped of a body in those who remain.
I locked my husband in a closet one fine winter morning. It was not a large modern closet, but a little stuffy one in a century-old brick building. Inside that space with him were 2 pairs of shoes, a warm coat, a chamber pot, a bottle of water, peanut butter, and a box of crackers. The lock was strong, but the keyhole was the kind you can both peek through and pick. We had already looked simultaneously, our eyes darkening to the point of blindness as they fastened on each other, separated by only 2 inches of wood. Now I would not want to try peeking again. My eyes meeting his eyes was more disturbing than the naked encounter of our 2 whole faces in the light of day. It reminded me that no one knew what I had done, except for the person I had done it with. And you, God. A gold and oily sun lay on the city 3 days later. Remember how coldly it shone on the faces of the blind children? They stayed on that stoop where the beam fell the warmest. I wasn't alone. My religious friend came up behind me and put his arm across my shoulder. "We have to say goodbye," he murmured. I meant to say, "now," but said no. I had seen "I'm nobody" written on my ceiling only that morning. Brick extended on either side. The river lay at the end. Its opposite bank showed a trail of leafless trees. My friend was tall, aristocratic in his gestures, that is, without greed. He said the Holy Spirit was everywhere if you paid attention, not as a rewarded prayer, but as an atmosphere that threw your body wide open. I said I hoped this was true. He was very intelligent and well-read. He had sacrificed intimacy and replaced it with intuition. I wanted badly to believe, like him, that the air is a conscious spirit, but my paranoia was suffusing the atmosphere, and each passing person wore a steely aura. "Please, God, don't let it snow when I have to fly," he said, and slipped away. My womanly body, heavy once productive, and the van for the children, gunning its engine, seemed to be pounded into one object. It was Dublin, and it wasn't. That is, the Irish were all around in shops and restaurants, their voices too soft for the raw American air, and a haunt to me. "Come on, let's walk and say goodbye," he insisted. We walked towards St. John the Evangelist. "I've got to make a confession," I told him. "Can't I just make it to you? I mean, you're almost a monk, for God's sake." "No," said Tom. "The priest will hear you. Go on." Obediently, I went inside. The old priest was not a Catholic. He was as white as a light bulb and as smooth. His fingers tapered to pointed tips as if he wore a lizard's lacy gloves. It was cold inside his room. Outside, the river brown and slow. A draft came under the door. I think he knew that a dread of Catholicism was one reason I was there. He kept muttering about Rome and how it wouldn't tolerate what he would, as an Anglican. Personally, I think pride is a sin, but I said a failure of charity was my reason for being there. This was not an honest confession, but close enough.